So good morning and welcome to VMware's Carpool Tech Talk in sunny Staines on a rather wet and drizzy, cloudy day. So the topic today will be cloud, and with me I have Paul Casey, Chief Technologist within Computer Centre in the UK. But from your perspective, how are you seeing the challenges and the opportunity when it comes to cloud, and at the same time, the trending of the last couple of years?
Customers are really thinking about how can I leverage the best out of all of these public and on-premises sort of cloud technologies that are available. And how do I change the operating model so the inefficiencies I had in the data center don't become inefficiencies in a public cloud where I'll be penalized financially for that. So this is the challenge. How does the organization need to look structurally to be effective? And how do we provide service across all of these sort of public cloud providers and on-premise cloud providers, to deliver what the needs of the IT consumer and match that up with what IT is providing effectively. Yeah.
When we talk about public cloud, why is now the perfect time for hybrid cloud? And at the same time, what's the business value?
As these technologies come together to a degree, and VMware and AWS is a really good example of that, the value becomes that we can start to build solutions and deal and tackle problems that the customer has and not be doing it in silos. We can sit down with the customer, with VMware and AWS in the room and build the best solution for the customer. And I think that's what's different about this market now, that rather than everybody competing, what we're seeing with VMware on AWS is actually the two companies working really well together.
Is it fair to say that applications are driving cloud use? It's the app first, then any cloud, and then any device.
It's the business that wants to be competitive and wants to build new services, and the competitive landscape that they're in that is driving the apps, that is then driving the technology that layers underneath. When we speak to a customer, what we try and do is line up the IT consumer with IT, get their head in the same place about what does good look like and what does the service need to look like and how do they want to consume the service, and then from there start to build, well, what are the technologies and what does the service model need to look like to deliver against that. Yeah.
So it's fair to say that it's all about exceptional user experience.
If the user experience is not great, they're going to go somewhere else to consume their IT services, and whether they go directly to the public cloud or come to corporate IT, I think that will be determined based on the success or otherwise of IT's strategy and mobilization. Yeah? It becomes harder the bigger the organization, and sometimes I think you have to stop and think, well, actually, what is our purpose? What are we trying to achieve here to help our customers get the best out of this technology?
Sure.
And I think it's moved on from just supplying great products, hasn't it, to being a partner of IT and the end business.
How is cloud shaping mobility and end user computing?
I think what we do see within the enterprise space is people coming at it from a use case perspective. If I take the example of some of our customers, they've got sort of 25,000 contractors, and for those 25,000 contractors, they're trying to work out how do we give them a device to give them access to the services they need to do the job we've asked them to do. But when the end of that contract happens, how are we securing the service during the life cycle and then getting the device back at the end?
So the right access to the right individual, consumer simple, enterprise secure.
Now it's about secure by design. So no longer can you sort of have security as a bit of an afterthought. It has to be baked into the original thinking and the requirements and the sort of the policy of the organization so that they are compliant. Is really about the end user and the delivery of end user services. It's actually the same way that we approach the sort of more traditional sort of data center based cloud technologies. It's almost the same pattern that we take towards end user services by focusing on the user, what does the user need, and then aligning technology to that so that the outcome is a high quality service.
Politics and I suppose the topic being Brexit. I mean, there's still a lot to be decided about that.
It's a complex area, isn't it? And looking at what does that mean for customers who are either operating in the UK or UK customers that are operating in Europe. I do think there's an angle here on some of the technology where looking at things, in the ability to move workloads from one environment to the next becomes quite an important consideration.
Hey, so Paul, we're coming up on the drive back to the office, but I wanted to say thank you for joining me today in this Carpool Tech Talk.
No, thank you. It's been a pleasure.